Way too dramatic.
All right. 4:38. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Persuasion by the Pint. Jonathan Taylor, along with
Sean McCool, and we've got a returning guest today, Jonathan, who really doesn't need much of an introduction, but we'll do that in just a second. We're going to be we're doing a flight of persuasion today. So It is July 4th weekend as we're recording this, 250th celebration.
250.
So our show will have absolutely nothing to do with that, and we'll just pick some random stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about interactive billboards, trolling flat earthers, and how consumers are learning to game marketing systems. So
I like it.
And then whatever else our guest comes up with. So
I like the flat earther, trolling the flat earthers, man.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. That's a cool story. So
it is.
And
do you know any flat earthers? I actually know. I have some people that I grew up with that I went to high school with that are flat earthers.
Yeah, I know a couple. They don't like openly advertise, but if you get into the conversation, like it's going deep and wide. Like,
oh yeah,
and they are condensed.
Yes. Yeah, you can't talk them out of it.
No.
So,
and some of those videos, man, if you watch some of those YouTube videos, it's like, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe. I mean, so, but our guest, I think, is a flat earther.
I think so too. Let's welcome him, David Dutton, Mr. Flat Earther himself.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
You know what? It was flat the few miles that I went over here, like in the coffee shop, which is not a bar, and I should have been a bar. I was pouring down rain, perfect. But it was flat. I mean, I'm going flat Earth right now because it looked flat.
Could you be convinced, David? Is there a way that I could convince you that the Earth is flat, considering the fact that you've never been on an airplane?
Well, that and my 1.9 GPA is, I mean, odds are in your favor.
Okay. It would be hard to convince you, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not, but I just, because I am a little neutral. Yeah, I'm going to go neutral because I do have some doubts about the space program and whether we've left this planet. So I do have doubts about that.
Moon landing is a fake.
That's what a weird conversation to even have. Like, I mean, 20 years ago, I never thought we would have that. Maybe it's fake. Like, what?
Oh, dude, I've been saying that. And when I was in middle school, so this was 1983, the NASA guy came and talked about how we were going to have moon colonies in no time at all.
That's right.
I'm like, we ain't even back, much less build anything. It's like
moon colonies. We're going to be flying.
So then you start thinking,
cars.
well, did we ever get there? I mean, yeah.
We should call that guy up.
Getting there. He's probably dead.
Yeah.
You know what the reason they say is they lost all of the technology that we originally went. Like, I mean, have you ever been to the Space Museum in Huntsville and you've seen that flimsy thing and you're thinking, absolutely, there's no way I would get on that thing.
That's funny. I've been a couple times and I've never thought about it, but now I have a different perspective. I'm like, maybe not. Like, maybe this is, that's an interesting thing.
The one that I saw recently that really got me thinking too was like when the capsule splashes down in the water and they're filming it, it doesn't steam.
That's right. It should be hot as hell.
Why is the water not boiling right around it, or sizzling? And how can they touch the door so quickly without like gloves or anything like? Because I mean, maybe
all of a sudden it cools off when it hits.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the last 2 or 3 or 5 miles is going to cool it off that much.
Yeah,
but who knows? So
interesting.
It's weird, but
we're getting into.
We've talked about conspiracies a few times. So
That's right.
Speaking of conspiracies, let's talk about what we're drinking.
Yes. David, we'll let you go. David's our guest.
I'm going to convince you that this is beer because you see it on video and it's
looks
empty.
Like vodka.
Yeah, it's a clear beer, but it is beer. from the moon. And no, for everybody watching, busy day, and I didn't make it home. I would have been drinking. I don't even know how this podcast is going to go now because I'm sober. Like, there's no passing out. Like, it's like
part of the fun of
there's no rum.
Part of the fun is finding out what David Dutton's.
It would have been random. Today. I've got some hardcore rum at home. I would have been drinking. I saw some orange juice and some seltzer water or something. Like, I don't know. I throw that in there. Like, All right. So, what do y'all got?
Go for it, Sean. What do you have?
So I've got, man, I'm going outside the box here on the show, but I've got a St. Arnold Citrus Boom Imperial IPA. So this is
looks good.
Mm-hmm. You got an Imperial. So an Imperial IPA.
It's an Imperial IPA and it's citrus. So I'm hoping it's not like a pine tree. I'm hoping it's more fruity and less. It's still gonna have a lot of hops in it, and it's 9.5% alcohol. So we'll see. It's got some kind of chunks going on in it.
It'll get you drunk. Yeah.
I guess that's like the citrus flakes or something in it. I don't know. Pulp, maybe. I don't know. Looks a little scary in my glass.
What is what's the ABV there?
9.5.
Oh yeah. That'll get you.
Yep.
Don't drive. Yeah.
No, not going anywhere.
This is mine. I got a it's by Gypsy Circus. Gypsy Circus. Wow. This is a apple butter drifter. It's a
shoot.
Oh man,
take my money.
That sounds good. I was just in Georgia this last weekend, and we went up to Mercier Orchards, and I picked up some apple butter. So,
dude, ain't nothing like that. I hope it's good. I hope this is good.
Yeah, it's like 8%. Nice little cool cider.
The coloring looks like apple butter. The burgundies and the that looks good.
Yeah,
can't wait to hear about that.
This might get a 5.
All right, well let's jump in and cheers it up. David's super light beer and
just like the moon landing, there's beer in my cup. So.
Oh man, that's refreshing.
All right, David, 1 to 5 pints. What do you give your fake beer?
Man, it was cold, and I am in hell, and so I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5.
Acting like it's hot over there. Come to Austin.
Look, from my car to this spot, I lost weight. I'm just gonna tell you, I lost weight. We're celebrating. So
all right,
repeat that rating one more time.
I'm gonna go 5 out of 5. If that's the one. Mm-hmm. Good job, H2O. Yeah.
There you go. Well, I was right. This is not super hoppy. It's definitely more on the fruity, citrusy side.
Take my money.
Expect. Yep. And still has an IPA kind of an aftertaste, but it's not bad. Like, I think as far as IPAs go, I'm going to give this like a 3.75.
3.75.
Yeah, it's a pretty good score on this show for an IPA. So,
gotcha.
So,
looks like we're gonna have 2 5s today. I'm giving this one a solid 5 with the apple butter drifter. This thing's amazing.
Apple butter drifter. All right, I got to go find that one.
The fact that you gave that a 5, if that was in my house with my addictive personality, all 4 of those would be gone.
It's like a 4-pack. Listen, I picked up a 4-pack yesterday. My boys grabbed 2 of them. I'm like, hey. 2 of them are gone.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the brewer on it?
It is Gypsy Circus. Gypsy Circus. I hope
they have that at the Total Wine.
Oh,
we'll see.
GypsyCircusCider.com is where you find them. I don't know where they're based out of.
Yeah. Hopefully I can find it.
But it is so good. I picked this one up at a local Green Meadow. I bet you can find it just about everywhere this time of year. So
yeah. Sounds good.
David.
All right, well, let's
real quick. We got to I wanted to ask David, what do you got going lately? What are you doing?
I spoke the other day, which is great, at a networking event, which I don't speak a lot because I just don't tell people or whatever, but I enjoy it. Yeah. And so that was a lot of fun. Did that. And I have a tenant that I've been chasing around. That's been fun. One of my videos went viral. I call her Dirty Panties, the Dirty Panties chick, and she I paid people to go do stuff. I paid these people to serve her, and she pulled out a gun, tapped on that window, and I paid them extra to film it. And the video, I mean, I just did it for my Facebook followers, like, which is not a ton, but I made it public, and it went from 5,000 to over 80,000 within 24 hours. Like, and listen, this is Columbia, Tennessee. Like, I made Dirty Panties. Like, I'm at another coffee shop, but I was at a coffee shop just a few minutes ago, another one, and a guy walked by and said, "Hey, Dave." Like, I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And like, he knew who I was. He said, "I've been following you for a while in your Dirty Panties story." I had no idea.
You got to give some context behind that, because our listeners are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
So I had a tenant named Daisy Lewis. If you find a Daisy Lewis, that's probably her.
Is there a reward for bringing her in?
Yeah, well, there's a reward for finding out where she lives, so I can tell her landlord what's going on. So I've already got her, lost her job, and now I'm working on her house. But she was a tenant of mine. She owes me $7,000. I got a judgment against her, but when I was texting her, she said, "I just want to smell her dirty panties," and so I screenshotted it and put it on Facebook, and everybody knows her by the Dirty Panties chick now. And so Daisy Dirty Panties. I mean, dude, it was her. She was destined. She was destined to be famous. Like, and then and so I've had people do stuff. Like, I went to her work and served her the first time for court, and I call it Operation Flower Shop, because I had the people go to Kroger's and buy $5 flowers right before. And so when they served her, they gave her flowers. They said, "Daisy, there's some flowers. You know, got a Uber, or got a what do you call it, DoorDash or whatever it is." And handed her paper to be served. Another one went to her work, and she wouldn't come around. So my guy waited an hour before she got off work. And the video that you see on my Facebook, if you look that up, he parked right next to her door. So when she got off work, I said, "Daisy?" And then she knew what was happening. He threw the papers at her, and she'd been served. And that's when she tapped on the window with the gun. And then she got arrested. She got arrested from 3 to 9.
Comedy of errors. Just snowball, man.
Boys and girls, pay your rent. That's all you got to do. Just pay your rent.
Moral of the story: don't owe Dave Dutton money, man.
No. I do not go away. It's principal too. It's not even $6,000. I want my $6,000. I probably will never get it, but it's principal. I'm like, hey,
that's right.
Nobody stopped her. Like, she's done this before, and nobody stood up to her, and she just got me, and now she, messed around and about to find out. So. I mean, she walked in and she had no idea. Now she'd lose her job, but she's the one that pulled the gun out. But she had no idea, like, anybody was filming. And it's like, bro, it's 2026, So anyway.
So I'm glad you shared that, because that's a good lead in to what our topic is today, because you got to entertain people to keep them engaged.
Yes.
So, you gotta create those Maury Povich videos and documentaries and
Jerry's kids.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer.
I love that. Yeah.
I mean, those guys made a fortune off of that stuff. Yeah. I saw an interview with I think it was Maury Povich, who was talking about, he was making like $10 million a year just doing stuff like that.
Oh, totally. There's a phenomenal documentary on talk shows on either Prime or Netflix, and all of them are on there. Sally Jesse Raphael, Maury Povich. They talk about behind the scenes of what they're doing. They kept trying to one-up each other. Like, and they were stealing people's guests. Like, an hour before the show, they would steal their guests. It was that competitive. It's a great documentary. Like,
is that on Netflix?
One of the two, yeah. Like, I've seen it twice. It's really, like, even the evolution. Because, like, Maury Povich was just normal. Then all of a sudden he started doing, are you doing the pregnancy tests? And then that took off. And then you got Jerry that came in and started getting crazy, and then get crazier. And then, do you remember the one where I can see the girl? I can't tell you her name. If you said it, I would know it. But the guy came on and found out, like, I think his friend or roommate or something had feelings for him, and then the dude went and killed him. I forgot all about that. Do you remember? Like, I mean, I guarantee if you look at the story, back in the day, it was in the 90s. I could see the girl, like, and they got her on this documentary, but they said, people have, it was like a secret, I have a secret to tell you or something. And the guy was there and they're like, hey, bring out John Doe. And they brought out John Doe, and John Doe, like, yeah, this is the 90s, it was a long time ago. And it was like, I just want to let you know, like, I have feelings for you and all that. And that day, the dude didn't take it well. And then he ended up killing the guy. Yeah.
Nancy Campbell was beaten and strangled to death by her ex-husband, Ralph Panitz, just hours after their taped episode aired. It's a Jerry Springer show, July 24th, 2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never heard about that one.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I can still see that dude because he was in shock. He was just sitting there like, oh, okay. Like, But yeah, all that stuff. There's crazy. I mean, Gerard, who was the black-headed guy, Al Capone's. Geraldo, yes.
Yeah.
Remember, like it was like a ABC or NBC special of him uncovering Al Capone's tomb, like some sort of cave thing.
Yeah.
They shut it down, everything, and then they get there and there's nothing.
Biggest letdown, and that was a big letdown.
It was. That was amazing. The build up to that.
It was almost as bad as the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Yes. The KKK broke his nose. They had the KKK on there, and like the chairs were flying on Geraldo and broke his nose, and then he still filmed it afterwards. He's supposed to go to a hospital. He's like, blood was still coming out, and show went on. And then they got tons of ratings. So
of course they did.
Yeah, works, man. That sensation. I mean, now the big thing is, at least for the younger generation, is Love Island, which has that same kind of it's not as intense, but it's got the drama and the backstabbing and but it's a little more chill. But man, people are just eating that up, man.
Now it's crazy because like I'm in the habit right now of watching like fights and stuff, like just crazy, I don't know, people on an elevator or some crazy thing, and then they get in a fight and somebody will knock somebody out, and it's like the stuff is like 100 times now.
I'm telling you, man, it's. Do y'all remember Natural Born Killers? That movie is so underrated.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's what's happening. I mean, we are heading towards Natural Born Killers.
That's a good point.
People should rewatch that movie because that was.
I'm glad you. Yeah, it's been
way ahead of its
time. Yeah, you're right. Now that you mention it, because
they should do a remake with what we know now about social media. They should do a remake with that, and man, that would be that'd be a good remake if you get the right people. So let's talk about a couple of these items that we got coming on the show. So the first thing I found this report about a month ago, and I sent it over to Jonathan. So let's talk about this sometime. And it's from a company called Iterable. And I downloaded it, and it was basically about how consumers have gotten smart and are now using the tactics that marketers use against the marketers. So the one that everybody's probably done and familiar with is the abandoned cart sequence, right?
Yep.
So if you go put something in your cart and then you leave it, and you typically, if the company's any good, they'll send you an abandoned cart email sequence and say, hey, you left something in your cart. Here's 10% off, and they'll hit you a few times. And, some companies do a better job than others. But almost always the first email is a 10 or 20% discount.
Yep.
Well, consumers figure that out. So now they're intentionally abandoning carts.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Good for them.
Yeah, just waiting for the show up in their inbox and they buy.
Yeah, that took a long time though. They should have been. It took a long time for these cats to jump on that. Yeah.
I mean, so it's stuff like that they're doing. I can tell you in our house, and we'll get into some actual numbers. We've done this. I've done this with Audible. So another thing is like Audible. Like I just got tired of. There was the point where I was just kind of tired of paying the $14.99 a month. I wasn't using the books as much. So I just like canceled my subscription. And I've been an Audible member since, I don't know, 2009, probably 2008, something like that.
Yeah.
Every month for, 12, 15 years. I finally just like, I'm not using as much as I used to. Well, then they send me a notice that says, "Hey, you want $3.99 a month for 3 months?" I was like, "Sure, I'll do that. That's a big difference." So I did that, and then I canceled at the end of the 3rd month. As soon as the 3rd month hit, I canceled.
Is that a credit every month for 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So now I just every 3 months I cancel for a month, wait for them to send me that email series, and I sign back up. And
wow. Yep.
And we do this. Tamara and I do the same thing with Sirius XM. Like we use Sirius XM in our cars.
Yep.
Can't stand radio commercials.
Right.
And they're like, whatever they are, $20 a month, $26 a month. I can't remember what it is.
25.
And now same thing. If you cancel your subscription, you give them about a week or two. It took about a month the first time, and they'll offer it to you for $5.99 a month for the year.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
And now they sent us a renewal bill for the year. So we hop on the website and they have an AI chat. So we just chatted with the AI and we said, "Hey, it's too much. We don't want to spend that money." And immediately the AI was like, "Well, we could offer you $5.99 a month for the next year. Would that keep you around?" And we're like, "Sure." Automatically credit our account. All that stuff. Well, we knew they would do that. So we were, playing the system. And so more and more people are doing that and using these now the company's still keeping the business and they're still making the sale. So I don't know who's playing who.
If you think about it. They're counting on you to forget once that, you get through that special offer, you'll forget about it and they'll go back to the normal rate.
Yeah. So here's what this report, they were talking about the different types of consumers. So on the modern consumer, the 18 to 24-year-olds are what they call early stage strategists. They still don't know all the tactics yet because, they're young and they haven't bought as much stuff. The apex consumer, what they're calling the apex consumer, is the 25 to 34-year-old market where they understand tracking, they understand gaming tactics, and they're most likely to play the system against itself. And then 35 to 44-year-olds are experienced optimizers.
Yep.
45 to 54, they're moderate. 55 to 64, more transitional. They're learning the behaviors, but they also are harder to do stuff with because their privacy concerns are higher. So anyway, Jonathan, what did you read in the report that caught your eye?
Younger people are savvy. I mean, it's like, I'm curious, Dave, a lot of your clients, what's typical of the age demographic of business owners that you work with?
And did you say me?
Yeah.
35, 40, kind of my age. Yeah. I mean, I'm 48, but like kind of in that age bracket, I would say. I feel like everybody's 27 to 33 right now. I'm having an issue getting older. I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like everybody is that age, and I literally could be their dad now. I'm like, bro, I thought we were hanging out, man. I thought we were like, you were just younger and that was it, but no.
Yeah, it seems like most of the people I know here in Austin are 35 to 40. And,
okay,
I'm 50,
I can see
55.
That.
Here's what I pull from that, Sean, is that younger people typically they don't have as much disposable income, so they're looking for ways to cut corners and to save money. And people with a higher amount of disposable income or wealthy people are typically people that aren't, they're set it and forget it type people, or
it's not worth the hassle.
It's not worth their time. Their time is more valuable than anything. So they're kind of set it and leave it, and they're not looking at those things. Whereas the younger people are probably more conscious about those things, and they're going to, anywhere they can cut, savings, hack it, hack the system in any way possible. Hell, they can't even buy a house today. So they're going to try to save as much money as they can.
Well, here's a couple big numbers that marketers should know about. So 11% across all age groups buy with the intent to return items. So they'll buy multiple items, but then they intend to return at least some of them.
That's 22.
Yeah, 22% will stack multiple discounts. So they'll go out looking for multiple codes and use coupon codes and all that stuff. 35% try or consider gaming chatbots. So they're using chatbots to try to pull codes out of the chatbots and things like that, like we did with Sirius.
Yeah.
And then 18% will contact customer service for a price adjustment. Just try to get a better price. Which, hey, why not? Like,
I need to do that with Verizon. They're so terrible. Like, you call and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're eligible." I'm like, "Well, how long was I eligible?" For 6 months. And I'm like, "Okay, well, give me the discount for the past 6." We can't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, I've been a customer for 18 years." Like,
exactly. And they're like, "You know what? Where are you going? Where are you going to go?"
You guys remember the long distance wars when they were paying you to jump long distance phone, like before cell phones, and I guess this was probably turn of the century 2000s, like MCI, AT&T, like all that stuff,
Sprint,
Sprint. Like, man, they were paying you like $150, $250 to like switch your long distance, and it got crazy for a while. And you see that a little bit with cell phones, like T-Mobile right now. They're like, we'll pay off your phone and give you $400 to come over.
Yeah, because that lifetime value.
Yeah, because then they know that most people aren't going to jump. But what this report is saying is that there's a segment of that market that will just continue to jump and jump and jump and follow the discounts.
Right.
So you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. To me, it's a lot more hassle than it's worth, but
that's what I was going to say. It depends on what it is, but that's an interesting thought. I don't really think about it like that, but it's an interesting thought. I'm like, all right, let me see what we got. We don't have a lot of stuff, but like, is there something we can do on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yep.
What that tells me as a marketer is I want to focus on the top tier, the age bracket that has that's the wealthy. It does,
but it also means you should. A lot of these marketing funnels and these actions to consumer behavior, like the abandoned cart sequence, and they're focused on price.
Yeah.
Like, I've never gotten an abandoned cart sequence that talked about the quality of the product, talked about the experience of having the product. It's always a price discount.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they go to. They never try to resell me on the benefits first.
They want to drop the price. So that makes you, what is that? That devalues what they're...
Well, it trains me to wait for the coupon.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we knew that when I wrote financial newsletters. We figured that out. Like, if you run a promotion and then the last day you get 50% off, all of a sudden 6 months later, everybody's waiting to the last day for the promotion, or they're waiting until the cart closes to get the technical issue discount, or all the weird things that marketers have tried. Because it works to an extent until it starts eating your profit away, because everybody starts waiting for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're a marketer out there, especially e-com, like, in my opinion, at least do 2 or 3 emails. And I know there's an urgency, because if somebody's shopping for tennis shoes, they're getting ads from 15 other tennis shoe companies.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they go onto your site, they're getting 15 ads from 15 different companies. So that's part of the problem. So there's an urgency. But if your first email for an abandoned cart was more about quality and lifestyle and not just a discount, I think that's
lifestyle.
Could be, like why our brand is better, materials, like whatever. But nobody is doing benefits for abandoned cart sequences that I've seen.
Nope.
So not a single one. All right. Well, let's move on to another topic. David froze.
I will say that you won't see, take any of the top marketers like someone like Ben Settle or Dan Kennedy or somebody that comes to mind, and they would never think of doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
You miss a payment, you're out of here. You're blacklisted.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. I've pulled up a couple things. David, you'll love this one. So we're gonna talk about two different things, David, and I want to get your opinion on whether these things succeeded or failed as a marketing campaign. All right, because I've got hard numbers.
By the way, if I leave, just so you know, I've got 6% on my phone, and all of a sudden, it just started pouring here. Like, apparently, I'm not in hell, and it finally, like, I mean, the storm of the century. The power just went off in this coffee shop just now, and that's why the internet went out Saturday. So just like heads up, if I leave, that's why. So go ahead.
Let's start with. I'm going to start with trolling flat earthers, since we already talked a little bit about that. So Columbia Sportswear, are you familiar with them, David? The they do a lot of hiking shorts and shirt, fishing gear, like that kind of stuff. Well, they've been struggling for a while, and their CEO is an old guy. He's in his 70s, I think, or something like that. And he did a social media campaign where he basically said, "Okay, flat earthers, if you can prove to me and send me photo evidence that you can find the edge of the earth, I will give you Columbia's company. It's a $3 billion company. I will turn over the company to you if you can find the edge of the flat earth. Send me a picture."
There we go. I own Columbia.
There you go.
What do you think about that?
That's the one on his site, isn't it?
No, I just had AI generate that.
So, and it has fired up the flat earthers, and they're trying to send him stuff, and he's like, "That's not proof. Like,
that's not real." Yeah.
But so it's gone viral. So, David, do you think that worked or didn't work did it increase sales? That's the question.
Well,
right?
That's the thing. Did it increase sale? So Columbia, in my opinion, Columbia Sportswear is like, that's crazy. Nostalgic, known. People like Columbia. I don't know why they're struggling. Maybe there's just so much competition, obviously. But like, it is a numbers game, right? If you got a lot of numbers, like, sorry, this storm is nuts. There's a lot of numbers, so maybe somebody, I would think, because there's more exposure, maybe. But again, who are these people that are visiting? Likes and comments and all that. But any press, even if it's bad press, what they say, it's
all
good
press.
Is good
and
press. So, so I think there's that. I love that. I forgot about that. I've seen it one time, and I love that. I want to see if I can do something like that locally. Obviously, I don't have a $3 billion company, but like, could I right now that we have AI, like, hey, here's this campaign they're doing. Is there something I can do locally in my town to replicate that for a local HVAC shop or whatever?
You kind of did that with your previous business, right? You offered the mathematic guarantee or like challenge.
Totally.
Right? I mean, it's the same thing.
So, yeah. That's a good point.
So here's the results of this so far. And I'm
going to say it didn't improve sales.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So this was a worldwide campaign because it's on social media. And they launched this back just in May. So it's only a month or so old, 2 months old. And in Europe specifically, for some reason in Europe, sales went up 35%.
Wow.
Off this campaign.
Oh, man.
And I wonder why.
Well, they think that most people just forgot about Columbia.
Oh, okay.
So just reminding people, like I used to own several pairs of Columbia shorts. They were my favorite shorts for probably 5 or 6 years. And I just moved on to a different brand because I couldn't find the same, style because they always change styles and stuff. So I moved on to a different brand. And until I read this article, I had not even thought of Columbia.
Yeah.
Right.
Patagonia is taking a lot of their business, I'm sure.
Yeah. And there's all the off brands, from Bass Pro Shops and all these other, Cabela's, and they've all got their own brands.
Diluting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the article said that it's probably just, because it is a nostalgic brand, like you said.
Making people, just reminding people that they still exist.
It's still like that. Yeah. So, so sales, it's fairly flat in the US, but in Europe, sales went up 35%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and it also, I think the other reason is it showed some personality from the CEO, because the CEO is the one that got on social media and put out the offer.
Yeah, he was the one, not some.
Yeah, so not
director.
It wasn't a faceless. Yeah, it wasn't the faceless marketing team. Like he literally got on camera and put out the offer, and he's been like trolling the flat earthers back.
Yeah,
like he'll get on video and be like, "Nah," like like he's sticking to his guns. Like
I love that.
So yeah, like if you're gonna do something that big and bold, you gotta play it out.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the first example we had that I thought was really good.
Didn't Patagonia? Didn't they do something like that recently, or some time back, that they did some kind of something that went viral? I can't remember.
I don't remember that, but I do know that's one of the best business books I ever read was "Let My People Go Surfing," which was the story of Patagonia.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. That's cool.
Yeah, sportswear company, just like Columbia, but the once you get past the introduction was a little preachy, but after that, like the story of Patagonia and like how they make their decisions and all that stuff is like, it's a really cool story. That and Shoe Dog are two of my favorite business books.
I love that book.
Oh,
those are
and
I read them within like a month of each other. They were just both great, well written too. Both of them were just really.
Shoe Dog is great.
Yeah. All right,
guys,
so here's
one
more.
I'm sorry, I gotta cut this short.
All right, man.
I got 2%. I'll talk to y'all later. Sorry, I couldn't stay longer or whatever.
Hey, we'll see you next week.
Let me on the next one. So
take a charger with you next time.
I want to come on.
Yeah, take a charger with you
and beer. The two things I'm bringing with me. See you.
All right, see you.
Man, I don't know how he gets anything done. I don't know how he gets anything done. He just flies by the seats of pants. He still makes everything work.
He does. It's chaos. It's a symphony of chaos with David.
Now we've lost our background noise.
I know.
Just got really quiet on set.
I know. I don't hear the
don't hear the restaurant
people in the background talking at the table next door.
Yeah.
No, I thought that's pretty interesting though. That their sales increase. It's hard for me to put those two together. I can see them getting a lot of press out of that. But 30, did you say 35% increase?
35% surge in sales in Europe. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's what David said. Like when he guessed, he was like, "Yeah, if you get more eyeballs on the company, then it's then." And it kind of reminds you of just how much reach social media has when it hits.
Mm-hmm.
Now the challenge is still figuring out what makes it hit and like all
right.
What's it take to go viral, and can you do that consistently and things like that? And I think most people have proven it's very difficult to do consistently. Like it's not a business plan. It's something you try, and kudos to them, especially an older guy, to like go for that and just be willing to do that. I would love to have been in the meeting where they discuss that and like, here's my idea. Like I want to troll the flat earthers.
Yeah.
And if you read the article on CNBC, basically the CEO is like, we got boring and we just wanted to start having some more fun with our marketing again.
Yeah.
And that was the whole, that's what kind of prompted the idea.
That's exactly, that's why I wanted David to talk about his escapades, and his stuff. One thing about David, he tries not to be boring in anything he does, and I think that's a good lesson.
Yeah, he has fun with his marketing, and he's not. And the other thing is, he's not afraid to try stuff.
Absolutely.
A lot of companies, especially as they get bigger, they get too serious and they get too cautious.
No.
I was working with a company years ago. I won't name any names. But they shipped everything to their customers, right? So it was, you buy online and everything gets shipped. And we were trying, and that was one of their things was they could ship within 2 days.
Right.
And they weren't Amazon. They were a regular company and they could ship just as fast as anybody else. Probably and their on-time delivery was like 98% and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and again, this was 2000. So it was about 12 or 12 or 13 years ago. Okay. So,
Right.
things weren't as edgy as they are now. But I came up with this idea. I was like, what if we did t-shirts and, because their market loved t-shirts because it's very blue collar. And I was like, what if we did t-shirts that said company name, we've got our ship together, because they're really good at shipping.
Right.
Their accuracy was really good. Like they had all the numbers to support it.
Right.
And I remember there was one person on the team who had been with the company since it started. And they were like, I don't know, this is a kind of a family company. That's a little, too much. And I'm like, first of all, that is not too much. Like that is about as tame as you can get.
Absolutely.
And your customers are blue collar guys that are telling all kinds of off color jokes
every
day at work.
Right. Right. That's their language.
You've never met these, obviously. And she was like in accounting or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, obviously you've never met these guys. Like, the guys that are actually in the field, making these orders. So that campaign got killed. It never got off the ground. I would have loved to have seen that, go through, but they were just too cautious.
Yeah.
So I need to sell that.
I think going back to that report, that's exactly what you cannot be in this day and age, where everything is humdrum. Everybody's, generating AI slop, in some of these marketing campaigns. They just like it gets approved really quickly. It's just the same. Everybody's copying, everybody's using AI to some degree. And what's going to happen is it's all going to look very similar. Yeah. And, people are, and that's what the report, we didn't get into that part, but that report says that, that's what's happening is to some degree. I think the majority of companies out there or the majority of marketers within these organizations are using AI to some degree, and they're using it and they're getting approval pretty quickly or sometimes with no approval, and it just goes out. But it's very tame and very much the same as everything else out there. Right. And
and they're just using what's worked before, or because like one stat I remember seeing was that like, if it's kind of a different idea that it can, or if they're reacting to the market or reacting to what the customer's doing, it's taking them on average like 5 weeks to get a campaign approved. Mm-hmm. And if you look at somebody like Ryan Reynolds and Mint Mobile, I think we've talked about him before. Like they have a whole sequence where they can respond to current events in 48 hours.
Right.
Like they can get casting, write the script, film the commercial, and have it aired in 48 hours.
Yeah.
So like, and their most famous one was the Peloton. When they reacted to when Peloton ad blew up, they hired the same actress.
Yeah.
And put her on, their commercial and like all that stuff. And, same thing for, any current events, they'll tap into that.
Sure.
And they'll do it really quick. And that's what a lot of marketers are missing as well. They're not reacting to the trends fast enough because it's got to go through 16 layers of approval.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Before that. And I've got clients like that where they're a little more corporate, bigger, and, it takes a lot to get approval through, and they tend to want to go safe and don't want to ruffle feathers. And, and it makes sense, right? Because everybody's trying to keep their job. Nobody wants to lose their job. Nobody wants to be the one that's the cause of a failure, in any given campaign. So everything just stays same old, same old.
Sounds like that's, did you ever watch Mad Men?
Yeah.
Where they're constantly, you've seen it where these guys, they're constantly presenting new ideas to a lot of these, for these companies. They come in, they're sitting in around the meeting, the boardroom table or the table, and they're presenting this new idea. And, it always like, there's always that one or two guys in there. They're like, I don't know how this is going to look. We're a family company and,
and there's a fine line too, right? Because I think about companies like Nike. My two examples that I use all the time are Nike and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Now you could imagine how many times Nike has been pitched and approached by every ad agency in the world to do a new slogan besides "Just Do It."
Right.
And for 50 years or whatever it's been, they have stuck to that slogan. Meanwhile, Reebok has changed their slogan so many times, nobody even knows what it is anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like I couldn't tell you what Reebok's slogan is.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows.
No.
But everybody knows Nike.
Yeah, just do it.
And Chick-fil-A is the same way. They've had the cows now eat more chicken, and they've had the cows for at least 30 years now, and haven't changed it. And you can imagine they get pitched every year, every quarter.
Always.
Hey, we got to change up the cows. So it's a fine line. Like, how do you know when to change something like that and when you don't? And I don't have the answer to that. I think the answer is you have to take some percentage of your marketing budget and test.
Do some testing.
10%, something like that, to test out their ideas in certain markets. And I know some companies do that and you just never see it.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing that, then I think you're missing a lot of stuff, a lot of good opportunities.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the final piece here. This one is really interesting. I sent this to you. So British Airways was losing business and having a tough time. They were losing market share. So they started a billboard campaign. Now, this is especially for my direct response friends who probably hate billboards and branding type stuff. So they did these billboards, but what was cool about them is they were interactive.
Do we have a picture that we can show?
It's on the gram if you want to pull it up. Do you have that link?
Yeah, let me see if I can move that over.
I'll start describing it while you look for it. So basically what they did is they put these billboards up, and they're digital billboards. And so if you can imagine basically a blank white background, and there's a little kid on the billboard. He's sitting down.
Yep.
And then he stands up and looks up above the billboard and then starts pointing above the billboard. And right at that time, there's a British Airways flight that is flying overhead. And on the billboard pops up British Airways flight 3506 from St. Louis or from Frankfurt or wherever it's coming from, right?
Yep.
And the kid finger points right at the plane, and everybody's looking up and seeing the plane. And the idea was they called this campaign the magic of flight or the magic of flying. And they were trying to get people to go back to kind of the glory days when flying was cool and like it was magical and all this kind of stuff. There you go. So if you're not on our YouTube channel, this is a reason you should be.
There you go.
So Jonathan is showing a picture of it. So this billboard, you can see the boy pointing up, and right up in the right corner of the Instagram page.
That's pretty cool.
There's a plane flying overhead, and it shows the actual flight number. It says, "Look, it's flight
272 from San Diego."
Yeah,
and there it is. Right.
And then it's got the logo on the image. Really cool, and they the technology they have. Like I was reading up on the technology. So it's perfectly timed. The billboard is synced to the flight schedule. So if there's delays, it still works. But even if it's cloudy, they have a radar system that if it's cloudy, it will not trigger the billboard because you wouldn't be able to see the flight.
Yeah. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So they've even figured in weather and stuff like that for it. So really cool campaign. Very kind of emotional. You got a kid in the thing, and
trying to figure out what he's doing on the ground over here to the left. What is that all about?
So that's where the ad starts, where he's just sitting there, and all of a sudden he looks up and sees the plane, and then stands up.
Oh, so he's like playing, and then the plane fly. Oh, okay, I see that. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's moving the whole time. That if you were watching it in real motion,
so cool. And
they showed crowd shots of like people, because if a billboard's pointing up to something, like you're going to look up and see what it's pointing at. Yeah. And so really cool, right?
Pretty cool. That's creative. I don't know who can I don't know what that would, if there's any data on when did this campaign start?
I don't know when it started, but you can see right there on the screen, how effective it was. And I've got some other numbers. So yeah, the question is, did it work? right? Because this is cool. It's creative. Obviously, they put a ton of money into this. I mean, the software and the stuff that they would have had to do to make this work, the timing and all of that, with multiple billboards around the city. Like, I'm sure that was not a cheap process to launch, right?
So across 6 weeks, it reached 350 million and pushed a real jump in booking. I don't know what that means.
I have the numbers.
Oh, okay.
So now you kind of know that it obviously worked, right? So here's the actual numbers. The campaign generated 75,000 direct visits to the British Airways booking website.
Wow.
And it achieved a 62% increase in flight bookings on promoted routes.
Wow.
62%.
Okay.
That is impressive. Like, that is a winning campaign, no matter how you slice it.
How do they track that, though, from a billboard?
Well, I mean, you would know it's running. Like, it's not like a coupon code where you're going to know exactly.
Yeah.
But if you run these billboards, I mean, you could probably argue 10% either way, that maybe some other things are happening.
Right.
But if it's kind of like, I've talked to people about, like, everybody gets so, when they're running Facebook ads, they want to know click-through rates. They want to know, all this stuff. But really the best metric that you can have if you're running ads on Facebook or Meta or, is dollars in and dollars out.
Yep.
Over a certain time period. Like, you can slice and dice it as many ways as you want, and that's, important and all that. But really the question is, over the entire campaign, if I put $1,000 in, how much do I get out?
Absolutely.
So I think that's how they track this. Maybe the customer service reps were trained to ask, hey, how did you hear about us?
Yeah.
Hey, we saw the billboard. It was really cool. But my guess is just, the 6 weeks they were running this, sales increased 62%. Well, again, I think it's the same thing as Columbia that we're guessing that happened with Columbia. It's just an awareness. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about British Airways. I've been flying whoever and Emirates Air or whoever, and I forgot about British Airways. And
and there's something about this that is a personal approach, right? I mean, there's a kid, and then he's looking up every time that flight goes over, and you're thinking that could be me in one of those planes where, he's pointing out.
Well, and the idea is too, it's like the title of the campaign was The Magic of Flying.
Yeah.
So it's just, so when you have a little kid who everybody knows how a kid is when they see a plane or a dump truck or a garbage truck or a fire truck, right? They're just so excited about that. Like, my wife takes care of kids. And the boy, he's like 3 or 4 years old. And man, they go past a fire truck and he just gets so excited.
Oh, it's the greatest thing in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we all used to be like that around planes. So what this campaign does, it kind of taps into that childlike wonder of like, oh, my God, there's a plane, because everybody's head's in their phone.
Right.
And they've stopped looking up. So if you can just get them to re-engage with the magic of flying, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. There's something to this that is, it takes you back. Like, it's the childhood, the personal approach they're pointing out. It's kind of that, it's creating that wonder, like you said, that wonder moment.
Yep.
And associates it with each flight, right? I mean, like I said, you could be on that flight where he's pointing out, and it's kind of an ad for everybody that's flying out on a British Airway flight.
Yeah, and have you heard? Like, my wife is into this. I don't know why, but she's into it. Have you seen the flight tracking websites where you can just like pull up the whole country and all the flights that are in the sky, commercial, military, like all the stuff? Like, she loves that. Every time our kids fly or they come to visit, like, she's tracking their flight and all that kind of stuff. It's like, our daughter came to visit last week, and I was on the way to the airport to pick her up, and Tamara texts me, and she's like, their landing gear just went down. They're 4 minutes out. And I was like, wow, that's
pretty amazing. Yeah.
That's amazing that you know that.
You can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And, so people are into that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a very popular site. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a whole flight tracking site. And I think there's a subscription where you can get more details and stuff like that. So people are into that. Like they want to, so you're just involving people. So,
does she track you on the iPhone?
Yeah, I think we both got our locations on. So she's always tracking me. We never did that with our kids though. We do now, but we never did.
Yeah.
Like when they were teenagers, I was always like, I don't want to know where they are. Really?
Yep.
So yeah, I was more hands off. But I know a lot of their friends, man, their parents were tracking them 24/7.
Big time. Yeah.
I was always like, no, they got to learn the hard way.
Exactly.
So I was pretty hands off in that market, but yeah, it's cool. So yeah, that's our flight, man.
That's our flight. I got one more thing I'm going to share.
Oh, cool.
This popped up in my, I think it was on LinkedIn this week, and I thought it'd be worth sharing. Just as we close out the show before our 4th of July weekend, 250. Let's see, what is this? Here we go. I thought this was cool. This is a little graphic. I'm sure it was generated by AI, but it is a good reminder, for all of you marketers out there. Mm-hmm. Red Bull didn't sell caffeine. They sold a feeling of someone who pushes the limits, right? So what is the old saying is you don't sell on, it used to be said you sell on the benefits, but I would say beyond that, if you have to go beyond that in this day and age, you have to sell beyond benefits. You have to sell feelings and experiences
and identity.
And exactly. Identity. Because that's liquid death. I mean, prime example. Peloton didn't sell a bike. They sold becoming the person who works out every morning. Yep. So there you go. Identity. Dyson used suction as proof. They sold the frustration of a vacuum that dies mid-clean. Lego didn't sell plastic bricks. They sold parents. They sold the parent a child who builds things. I was never the child. Of course. But those are good reminders that
so I mean the thing at the bottom says they sold what the buyer becomes, not what the product does. So that, again, that's identity, right? It's like, I'm a builder. I'm a person who works out in the morning. I'm a risk taker with Red Bull.
That's right.
Someone who uses high quality cleaning products or whatever. Like, I probably wouldn't have put Dyson in that mix, but I see the other three. Dyson's a little fuzzier for me, but like,
sold the frustration. I'm still trying to wrap my understanding. Sold the frustration of a vacuum that dies mid-clean. Well, I don't know. Vacuums nowadays.
Just plug it in the wall. Like,
exactly. But Peloton, Red Bull, we could go liquid death. They sold the experience.
Yep.
Water in a freaking can. Come on. I mean, hell.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Like, in the 20s and 30s, there was a lot of features, right? That was what sold stuff. And then we moved to benefits marketing.
Yep.
And a lot of, especially direct response and copywriters will still talk about benefits versus features, but it's really experience and identity now that is leading
That's right.
the best marketers.
Yep. I agree.
You can still use benefits, you can still use features, and you should to prove your point about identity and experience. But experience and identity are what's leading the way right now in marketing. Yeah. And both of these, all of these campaigns that we talked about today, they're experiential. Like even the flat earth thing, like, you're going to pick a side and you're going to associate that, you're going to have the experience of like watching the CEO have these arguments with flat earthers, right? And have, and challenge the flat earthers. And like, that's an interactive experience with the brand, just like if you were sitting around at a party, around the fire pit, drinking a beer, and you're, there's that one flat earther in the crowd and everybody's kind of ganging up on them and they're, You know, it's like you get to be part of that. Like it's, you know, it's kind of fun. It's interesting and engaging. And then the interactive billboard, like the nostalgia of it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, if you want, I think that's just where marketing is right now. Identity and experience.
Yeah.
I mean, we're way past benefits, features and benefits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are secondary at this point.
Everybody wants to know what your product, how your product will make them the person they want to be, right?
Yeah.
Or make them the person that they aim to be or should be, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what people are looking for today. And if you look for the biggest brands, Nike doesn't just sell shoes, man. Like we're talking earlier.
Yeah, you look at any of their commercials, they never talk about what the soles are made out of. They never talk about, you know, what the construction of the uppers is or the type of laces they use or anything like that. None of that. They don't even mention the shoe.
Nope.
They just show professional athletes or, you know, even if it's not professional athletes, they show people out running in the rain. They show people dedicated. They show people sweating. You know, Gatorade does the same thing, right? They put the colored sweat on people and that kind of stuff. You know, it's an identity thing. I am a person who works out and works hard.
Purple sweat, man.
Yes.
Purple sweat.
I love those commercials. Actually, I think the spot color is like really engaging and you know, even though a lot of Gatorade is junk, it's got too much sugar in it, but I love their commercials. Like it's because it's like, like I will say though, if you've had a really hard workout, nothing beats Gatorade. Like I drink electrolytes every day. We use like Relight is our brand that we use.
Yeah.
A lot of people use Element or one of those things, LMNT. But man, if I'm having a really hard workout playing pickup basketball or something like that, and it's hot, man, that sugar, you need that sugar and those carbs that are in Gatorade. Like it just hits fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love those campaigns. But it's all about identity. It's like,
it is.
I'm a person who works hard and plays hard.
That's right.
You know, that kind of stuff.
That's what they want you. They want you to envision yourself being.
Yeah.
And vision is a powerful thing. Like if you can make people envision something, it's very powerful. So good stuff. Episode 438. We're back next week. We do have guests lined up for the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
We got a guest joining us next week who is the founder and CEO of a company called Proper Propaganda. I can't say that really fast.
Proper propaganda.
Proper
propaganda. That is a good tongue twister.
It's He's the author of a book called the Tech PR Playbook. So we're going to get into all sorts of stuff, learning how your consumers using AI to do market research. You know, he's got a lot of topics that we'll be covering. Should be an interesting conversation. And then we got a guest following up with that, talking about some of the latest. You've seen, Sean, some of these recent low budget films that have done really well, like Obsession, and there's one other out at the box office. They're just killing it. And these are basically films that were started low budget by basically people on YouTube. And so we've got a person who's going to be joining us, I think, the following week on marketing and films, and
cool,
and talking about how all that's done right in this day and age.
So what were those? So Blair Witch Project was one of the ones that did that really well.
That was like that was the big one back in that was like 98, 99,
I don't
97.
Remember when that was, but then there was another horror series that it was like a husband and wife team. I can't remember the name of it. But it was kind of the same. It was a horror genre, which seems to like really do well with this low budget thing. I'm not a big horror film person.
Yeah. I think Obsession is more of like a thriller, maybe more than a horror, I think. My understanding. But I've only seen like the trailer of it. But David, he left early, but he went to see it last week and he texted me about it. He's like, that's one of the best films he's seen in a long time. And it literally
Paranormal Activity.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
That was the other one. That. Yeah.
Yeah, because they made a killing off of that.
Yeah. And they turned it into a whole franchise. Like they just had multiples. So Paranormal Activity, The Blair Witch Project, and Saw are the most famous low budget horror franchises.
Yeah. Blair Witch was like I think they were like $3,000. I mean, all they had was like a camcorder and a few people going out in the woods.
So this says this is AI, so it may be wrong, but it says Paranormal Activity was 15,000 and made 200 million worldwide. This says Blair Witch cost 60,000. I don't know if that's right.
No.
And it made over 250 million.
I don't think 60,000.
Yeah, that sounds high. I don't think that was right. And it was 1999. And then Paranormal Activity was 2007. Saw was 2004. It cost 1.2 million to make, but it doesn't say how much it made, but people kind of caught on. So, once you know that it will work for 60,000 or 15,000, you're like, well, we could put a little more money into this because, that kind of, but that'll be an interesting conversation, especially for something outside of the horror genre. That'll be a interesting conversation to have about how do you make that happen? Because I know there's some other, if we went back, I'll have to do a little research, but I know there's a lot of other semi-famous films that were low budget that did unexpectedly well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, James Cameron, and, he's doing these $300-400 million, epics, and, just hoping to break even. And, the Odyssey coming out, like, oh man, the money they spent on all the early sales look like people are pre-booking those things like crazy.
I think, that may do okay.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how. Are you going to go see that one?
Yeah, I'm planning to.
Yeah. Are you going to see it in IMAX? Because that's what's pre-selling is the IMAX tickets are really selling.
Yeah. I think I would want to see that in IMAX.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. We don't even have a good IMAX theater around here that I know of.
I didn't see Disclosure Day. I did not see that in IMAX. I just saw that standard.
Yeah, same here. We may go see the Odyssey. I never read it in high school like I was supposed to, so I should probably go see
it. I read it, but it's been so long, so I don't even remember much of anything from it. But
was that? I don't know if that was. I can't remember if that was. I guess that was senior English for most people. When you read that, I remember doing Beowulf.
Beowulf, yeah, another one.
Reading that, like literally reading it around going up and down the row. Everybody would read certain stanzas, and took forever to go through it. But it'll be. I'm curious. I want to go see the Odyssey. I think that'd be good. I may have to reread it, but
what was the budget again for it?
I don't know. Let me look it up real quick.
It's huge.
The budget. Christopher Nolan's 250 million.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. He doesn't do. I mean, I can't remember the last thing that he did that was kind of a flop. Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean,
everything he's done has been pretty good.
So the production was 250 million. Then you add in the marketing. So it says that roughly they'll need to make 500 million to break even.
Oof.
So
that's a tall order.
Yeah. So
I've seen the numbers for Supergirl. Boy, that's pretty bad.
Well, that's
I think they're going to be in the red big time.
Yeah, another DC flop, right?
Yeah.
Just,
I think that's becoming a trend.
They cannot learn from.
No.
They just don't get it. I don't know who keeps underwriting those things, but man.
Yeah, unfortunately, Marvel's is kind of not putting out a whole lot of good stuff either.
Yeah, they just kind of gone away.
So. I tried to get into the Spider Noir with Nicolas
I watched
Cage.
the first episode and I was like, this is not for me.
It's a yawner.
Yeah. I was like, ugh.
Like, I love the concept, but man, the pacing on that is just so slow.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
bad.
I couldn't get past the first episode.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But
even in black and white, huh?
Yeah. I think I watched it. I did like 5 minutes in black and white. I was like, let me try color. Maybe that's better. But no,
maybe that'll help.
It did not help.
Nicolas Cage, I love him to death, but man,
yeah.
I think it's time to retire, buddy.
Well, I mean, I think what I love about him is he's willing to try stuff that other actors won't try. You know, and he's got a great body of work.
Oh, of course.
And, he doesn't just take the surefire. He's not Tom Cruise where he's only going to take the surefire stuff.
Right.
He's willing to do some.
He's going to take
awful movies. So,
if it's an awful movie, but there's a payday, he's going to take it.
Exactly. Why not? That's why you do the business, right? He didn't get in it for charity.
That's what I was. I was watching an interview with Robert. You remember Robert Duvall?
Yeah.
Who said, The Godfather, was just a masterpiece. The Godfather, the first and the second were just masterpieces back in the day. And then the third one, I don't know what happened there. That thing was just garbage. But they asked him, like, why didn't you appear in the Godfather 3? Because, I mean, he was like one of the, he's part of the family.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's just bottom line is like, they didn't pay me enough. So I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing because that thing was awful,
Yeah. I like how Spaceballs 2, Mel Brooks in the trailer, he's like, we just need more money. Like, we're hoping this makes some money.
Yeah. So just be flat out honest. We need money.
It probably will. It'll probably do great. I don't know when that comes out, or if it's already come out. I can't remember, but
I'll go see it just from a nostalgia. And that's what that's another lesson. People are capitalizing on nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm on record to say I want a Natural Born Killers sequel. Not a sequel, but a remake. I don't think you need a sequel. I think you need a remake. With current technology and current understanding of social media.
Yeah.
And like I think you could do it. I think it could be done so well. Showing people on their phones and like all this, like it would be really it could be a fun film.
That's the same director as Pulp Fiction, right? What's the guy's name? Damn, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, as soon as you asked me, I went blank. Tarantino?
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. Yep.
Yeah, it's underrated movie for sure. So,
well, I need to go back and see it after you just mentioned that.
Yeah.
Want to check it out.
Yeah. Just like we watched iRobot the other night, and like it is so much more compelling now.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great movie then, but it's even more compelling now because these robots are actually walking around and they're, a year or two out from being in homes. And
that's the one with Will Smith, right?
Yeah. So like, I mean, these robots look like the Tesla bots, and like, it's like, man, we're there now. So it just has a different weight to it when we watched it the other night. So it's interesting how all these sci-fi movies are just coming to life.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah. And that was actually a I'm not mistaken. That was the book was that a Isaac Asimov book?
I think it was Andy Weir.
Oh, Andy Weir. Okay.
I think.
I remember seeing that though when it first came out in the theater with Will Smith, and that was like many years ago. That'd be worth checking out again.
Yeah. And what's funny is it was set in like the setting is 2035, so it's like right on schedule. It's right on schedule.
Yeah.
With the self-driving.
We will probably have an Optimus Prime by then, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, 2004 is when it was made, and so it's right on schedule. It's creepy how close it is on the timing.
It is, man.
I could see them rolling out, because in that movie it was the second or third generation robot. They put all the earlier robots in the containers, and so yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, it's worth seeing again now that it's so much closer and all that stuff. especially with the thing we've had with, the couple reports of AI jailbreaking itself and those kind of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'm excited to talk with these next couple guests coming up.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Hope everyone has a great 4th. Sean, you got any major plans for the weekend?
I think we're going to a kind of a get together parade in the morning on July 4th. But other than that, hitting the pool tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think we're doing like big fireworks. We've got a nice clubhouse here in the community that overlooks a lot of the kind of the canyons here, and so we're probably going to go up there,
right,
and see like far off in the distance type fireworks, all the little towns, because you can probably see 8 or 10 miles.
Oh wow!
So you'll be able to see 3 or 4 or 5 different little towns shooting off fireworks.
They do in the any of the drone.
I think Austin does. If you go downtown, we're too old to fight that traffic, I guess.
I get it, man. I wouldn't do it either.
And and the other thing is you don't want to leave your dog at home alone during fireworks.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
And you can't take him with you because he's not really afraid of fireworks, but I think if we took him, it would just be too loud.
Yeah.
So we'll just hang out here and maybe go up to the clubhouse and check out some fireworks and see what we can see.
Sounds good.
But pretty much just a little time off, a little relaxation, and enjoy the long weekend. And then Monday, watch the World Cup again.
That's right. Against who are we? Let's see.
Is it Belgium?
That's right, Belgium. Yeah. First time in 24 years. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Go USA. Perfect timing too. 250.
I know.
It is.
They're planning a movie on this one if they keep it up.
I like this new coach.
Yeah, Russell Crowe will be playing the coach.
Yeah,
if he can lose a little weight.
You know what? That guy, Russell Crowe, would be. I watching that guy last night. You come to think of it, Russell Crowe would fit right in with that.
Yeah, they're ringers for sure. Yeah, they look alike.
I love it.
So,
all right. Well, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Again, episode 438. You can check us out, persuasionbythepint.com. Hope everyone has a wonderful 4th of July weekend, 250th anniversary. So celebrate, enjoy, be safe, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.